Hello and welcome to the first in a series of Free Game Fridays. I'm going to be trying to show you a free game, whether you download it or play it online, every Friday until I run out of ideas. So today I'm going to show you quite possibly my favorite free game. It's called Powder, and it is a roguelike. A roguelike is a game that is similar to an old game called Rogue, and they're generally characterized by games that have completely random maps, completely random everything. When you die, you're dead. That's the end of it. And they tend to focus more on the action, not about the story. It's just what you pick up and what you do is the story that you have for your character. This game, you're trying to get to the 25th level, you're going down, and then you're supposed to fight Beelzebub. I haven't gotten past like level 10, I think. This game is out to kill you, just like Spelunky, another roguelike that I've been doing challenges for. So let's get started. One characteristic of this game is there are gods in it, and they watch and judge you as you play. So they look at what you're doing, and they either like or dislike it. You can start off as an atheist and just not follow any of them, or you can choose a favorite from the start if you have a playstyle already in mind. I'm going to choose Klaskov because he likes people who are the fighter type. If you know RPGs at all, then you'll recognize the fighter. It's just someone who uses weapons and doesn't use spells all that much, but maybe uses spells, and they focus on combat. You can choose your gender, type in your name, and you can either control it with the mouse by clicking in the direction you want to go or using the arrow keys, or there's also a really weird setup with H, J, K, and L, I think. I don't use it. I use the arrow keys and the keyboard shortcuts because the keyboard shortcuts make things a lot easier and quicker. So everything in this is completely random. For instance, I just ran into a floating eye. Those guys are actually pretty tough. Hopefully it won't kill me. What I did is I moved towards it, and every time I move towards it, I attack it. That's how simple the combat is. And as you get stronger, you just basically walk through the enemies. It just becomes ridiculous. There are a lot of shortcuts for the keyboard, and if you want to find out what they are, you can hit this question mark, and then you can go to keyboard, and it will show you, if you go down, a long list of all of the shortcuts. I'm just going to tell you a few of them that are really handy. So I see a club. One of the keyboard shortcuts is I hit G to grab it and pick it up. I can hit I to go to my inventory. I hit enter on that ring to bring up this menu. I can also, if I know what I want to do with it, I can just hit W to equip it to wear it. W to wear that gold crown. And that introduces a part of the game. The gold crown chills my head. And if I go into the inventory, it has a red border. The crown is now frozen to my head. I cannot take it off. It's evil, it's cursed, and the only way I can get it off is if the curse is removed by a god that likes me. Or I get I believe there's a scroll and a potion for curse removal. I'm not sure on that one. Pretty sure there's a potion for it. That ladder right there is my ladder down to the next level, and the goal is to go down to the 25th level, so I'll eventually want to go there, but now I'm dead. I wasn't watching my health. And at the end it'll give you a bunch of stats. It'll tell you how long you were in the game, how many of each type of enemy you killed. I personally don't really care about that part. What skills you had, all sorts of different stats. It's just a game about exploring and trying to learn new things about the game, so I'm not going to spoil it too much. But one thing that's important is when you start the game, everything that you have in your inventory, the 3 things that it gives you, are identified. So this is a cure potion, otherwise it would have been called white potion, and I would have had to figure out what a white potion is by messing with it. And there's different things you can do, such as dip items into potions, or you can throw them into enemies or walls and see what happens. You can also drink them. There's a quaff option. You could also hit E, which is the shortcut for eating. You have to eat corpses when you're going around killing things, because eventually you'll get hungry. And you have to consider what you killed, because if you don't have the right skills for it, if you eat something that is a poisonous animal and you eat its corpse, there's a chance that you'll get poisoned yourself. I also just picked a fight with a kiwi. Those are actually really strong. Should not mess with those. But yeah, this is just a game of exploring and adventuring and trying to figure things out as you go, so I'm not going to ruin it anymore. It's free. You can go download it at the link I put in the subscription, and it is just a lot of fun. It's a game that's out to kill you, and you have your personal scoreboard so you can compare how you've been doing. I have a lot of really pathetic scores because I've just been messing around. Yeah, that's the game. Everything's random. Everything's unidentified, so you have to try and figure out what it is. That includes items you equip, and it's not necessarily going to be a good thing. And once you read or use something, you learn what that particular type of thing is. So if I identify that a blue potion is a potion of poison, then every time I run into a blue potion, I know that it's a poison. And that is randomly generated at the beginning of the game. So if you play a new game, don't expect a blue potion that you find in a separate game to be poison. It might be healing. So you never know. And the gods will watch you. Some might get mad at you and attack you, send creatures after you or something like that, curse you. And some gods will be happy with you and they'll heal you, or they'll remove curses. They might throw a gift down. You might suddenly get a plus something sword thrown onto the ground, and you can use that as your weapon. And those are just some examples of what to expect from this game. A lot of it can be learned just by clicking on stuff, and that question mark is very handy. It'll tell you everything you need to know. So hopefully you enjoyed watching me die, and maybe you'll download the game for yourself and try it out. I highly recommend it. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.